Say dollar, say dollar. What the fuck going on, y'all? What's popping, everybody? Y'all already know how I get down. We chilling. We outside, man. Low with pistachio. You know what I mean?
Look at the headline. Looking official tissue, y'all. You already, man. But what's popping, everybody? Welcome to Random. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. You know what the fuck going on. And what's popping, folk? I hope everybody doing good. We chilling. You know what I mean? Maintaining in this world. But yo, there's a lot to talk about. Damn, I really wanted this L ski. I'm gonna have to get that soundboard shit. I don't know if niggas pay for it or if it's like free 99. I don't know. But what up, y'all? I'm gonna give it like the 3 minutes. You know how I does. Look at that background. Let everybody motivate, come in. And I'm gonna smoke this L right now. What's popping, folk? Yo, cheeseburger. Niggas fugazi for real though. You heard? I'd rather have a fugazi than a real fugazi. You heard? But what up, cheeseburger? Yo, don't be a secret hater, cheeseburger. Relax, nigga. At least I was honest, nigga. Niggas be like, yo, this is the real joint, nigga. What's popping though? Smoke that L, get it out the system. Now you know how it go, B. Like I'd rather be a smart, you know, I learned a lot from Chad Ochocinco, if you don't know, you know what I mean? And his first 2 seasons, he lived at the stadium to save. Like sometimes, like I'm so big with, I'm not impressing y'all. You know what I mean? Like I like the way I dress. That's like a New York fashionable thing. But imagine being the guy that wasted 1,500 on the same shirt, and then next year Hellstar ain't shit. You got to give it to your man's. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, your cousin was like, "Yo, let me get $30." Nah, nigga, hold that. You know. But what up, y'all? How you doing? Yo, my man. Yo, Godspeed. Yo, look, Godspeed. I don't even think they fugazi did yet enough. But because even this should have, you know what I mean? The Hellstar, and I already got the shit dirty. God damn it. Zay Dizzle. Or is it the Oh, it's like an increase, it's like a dent. But what up, yo? What's poppin', everybody? Yo, Grand Theft Auto 6, everybody. Yo, let me tell y'all, 44, man. Grand Theft Auto 6 was always that game, right? So we're gonna go back all the way to Grand Theft Auto 1. Now it was an over camera view, y'all. Amazing PC at the time, and this shit was like weird. You know what I mean? Let's smoke, nene. Let's get high. I know your people's you got the boatload. But yo, Grand Theft Auto 1, overhead camera. When 2 came out, insanity. You heard? When 3 came out, first of all, number 2 was Vice City. Number 3, they was in New York. That shit was a game changer. Number 4 was no, number 3 was the Cali shit. 4 was the New York shit. And then 5, you know, we did the California more in depth. And then of course 6 is going to be Florida based. But this game looks insane. Once again, they saying that most of the AI is real artificial NPCs, I mean, are all artificial intelligence, meaning whatever you do to them, they going, like they're gonna move accordingly, let's just say. But it just sounds crazy. But what up, everybody? I hope everybody doing good. What up, Nene D? What up, Cheeseburger? What's popping? Setit Oyof. I hope you're doing good. Hope everybody maintaining. Good looking for the thumbs up. And yeah, I got that Grand Theft Auto shit. Yo, look what I did the other day, yesterday. Not bad, right? It's hard, man. It's hard. I be telling folk it's hard. Like you know what I mean? And I try to get as high where this is it kind of whatever. But yeah, man. I hope everybody doing good, chilling, you know what I'm saying? Maintaining out there. But fuck, man. One of the cooler things, you know what I mean? We're gonna talk about a lot of things. Of course, Grand Theft Auto. But yo, on top of the Knicks getting a ring, look what the organization did for most of the superstars. Yo, they gave them a flooded out icy Knicks pendant, and on the back of the pendant, check this out, y'all. On the back of the pendant, it has all the games, and let's say it has the symbols like the Knicks and then the Heat and it or Sixers, and it showed you like 4-0, 4-0, like it showed like the number underneath it. It was a fly ass little chain, man. Shout out to them. Yo, motherfuckers be yo. Let me tell you, when you were younger, you couldn't choose your barber, right? So mommy would hit me with the old dude that he used to use scissors. When you see niggas using clippers, that meant you were fucking with a young dude. You know what I mean? Because everybody back then used to use scissors to cut hair. But I mean, he used to hit me with the machine. Let me not like I ain't that old. But word, man, finding a barber is a real hard thing, man. You got to know your customer's head. You got to know how they liked it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm trying. I might have to fix this a little bit. You know what I mean? There's a little, growing situations that have to happen, but not bad, man. Shaved up like I usually do. You know what I mean? And Poppy back. You heard what's popping. That let me stop. But yeah, man, Grand Theft Auto 6 is looking crazy. Pre-orders happen tomorrow. If you damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? Like I heard it's like $100 game. You know what I'm saying? Like they got different packages and shit like that. But word, I think it's gonna be a very culturally shifting game. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, they didn't even have the online prepared yet. So they kind of wanted you to play with the storyline first and then delve into that. Cabs hit. Shit crazy, right? Yo, they got mods in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you can pretend you a cab dude or a police officer. It's crazy, man. Yo, cheeseburger. And yo, you know what niggas was doing in LA? Yo, motherfuckers was driving into to Cali and knowing the streets because of the game. Like my man was like, "Oh, there's a movie theater right there." Woo! Exactly, exactly. So this motherfucker's gonna go to Cheeseburger Miami and shit and be like, "Oh, I know this block, nigga." Yeah, cause it's detailed for real now. You heard? Imagine you see you like this, and imagine you're on your phone, me in the phone podcast. Yo, Grand Theft, make this happen, Captain. That sounds amazing. You heard? That sounds amazing. Yo, you ain't lying, and I'm seeing a lot of Yo, why you said that? Man, look, I was gonna post. I was gonna post like a lot of women are back on that. Um, like you said, almost like Jersey Shore. Like people are trying to go out and have a good time now. They really not fucking with the thugs and all the nonsense. They like, you know what I mean? They're not just fucking with the the drama. Let's just say, right? But you ain't lying, man. It feels like one of them old school summers, don't it? Like people are barbecuing. I smell burgers in the air. You see the kids playing, people in the pool outside. It's a beautiful time, y'all. 2026, man. Knicks won. Y'all ain't gonna forget this year, man. And I think the latter of the year, the rest of the year, we gonna prove that. You know what I mean? Like shit is official tissue. You know what I'm saying? Like humanity is back. We can act like civilized humans, and yeah, we just want better for our kids and us. You know what I mean? But what up, everybody? What's popping, man? I hope everybody doing good. You already know how we get down. Grand Theft Auto 6 arriving. Mañana is the pre-order. You already know. Good looking NAD. Policing my shit. You heard? Pops to be proud. Booting the niggas out of here. For real though, you don't play. That's why when you and B, Christy, I already know like I'm in good hands. I don't even you sure I didn't even, you know what I mean? But thank you, I appreciate you. Oh though, right now she's doing a business thing. I try not to like. I think then they could testify to this. Like the older school folk, you might think that I'm like, I'm talking, I'm da 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 da, but I'm a very private person. Like there's a lot of stuff I keeps to me. You know what I'm saying? And my wife is one of those. I do post her, you know what I mean, because we are gonna do like a podcast together. But right now she's signing, she's doing big woman stuff, right? So shout out to my wife, really doing boss moves right now. She's like a part owner in a situation like I told you guys that I'm gonna be like a caseworker. So we're doing. I don't like to spew because I don't want to you know what I mean. So I say things the way I say things. But word, man, that would be fire though in the game. You see somebody like imagine like you like whatever stream like you could go to Takashi and they got his shit looking like Takashi little area. You heard? That'd be spooky because then niggas will really know where he at. You know what I mean? But imagine you go there and you see fucking academics walking around like a penguin. And you be like, oh, they got the nigga in the game, NPCing. W for the wifey. You already know, man. You know what I mean? But word, man, I'm like, and then being Puerto Rican, I don't know if Ned knows, but like we're very like overprotective of our, and this ain't just like a girlfriend, you know what I mean? A summer fling. This is wife for life. You heard? So at 44, I never thought I would be married. You know what I mean? Or 43, even in my 40s, let's just say, right? I just thought, damn, say I missed my mark, you know what I mean? And then I manifested this. I was gonna move to Pennsylvania with my best friend. I talk a lot about him. He's the guy that says you got a good soul, Zay. But long story short, man, I ended up meeting somebody. I manifested this, and it's the most beautifulest time in my life. You know what I mean? But yo, want to know another crazy thing? I get out here, yo, a month later, my man, he almost like killed. You know what I mean? He cooks. He licked off. Luckily, he didn't hit nobody. He went. He was going through that and shit like that. Right now, he got the ankle joint, but he home. He beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is Gucci. You already know. But damn, I could have been there. You heard? And I'm a live wire. You heard? Like I don't like to talk sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like we older, you know what I mean? Like if I already feel like your energy is there, let's just take it there and let get it over with. You know what I mean? But damn man, life is life, right? But I FaceTime him. He was hitting me from in there, like one of the best motherfuckers like you could ever meet, man. Word to my mother, man. He's a word to Mommyville, you heard? But what up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Hope everybody doing good, man. You trying to nigga, him and Drake pulling scams. Yo, you heard? Yo, and yo, and then you know what's bugged out? Like that, like nowadays it's more prevalent. It's more IRL, right? Meaning back in the days, people would hit the top and usually try to out of sight, out of mind it. Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton, even Garth Brooks. A lot of artists, Michael Jackson, when they hit like a pinnacle, they gave you them, and then they went to their life, right? Um, a lot of actors did that, a lot of old school guys, but they back, you know what I'm saying? The guy from Yellowstone, they back, they got to pay the bills. It is what it is. But back in the days, it was cool to do that. You know what I mean? Now everything is out there, man. Your business, what you doing, how you moving. So I felt like academics. Remember, they gave him 2025, I think 2026. Streamer of the year or some shit, right? He just achieved this award, and I already see videos. You know what I mean? He, got some shit with dogs going on over here. The female stuff coming up again. The comments with the little boy, the gay. You know what I mean? Like, yo, when they wanna, it's funny. Like these things been out, but when they wanna bury you, niggas will documentary this shit together and have a bunch of people cheering for your downfall. You heard? And it's a fucked up thing. That's why I really don't play internet games. Like I really ain't an internet dude. You know what I mean? I does this. I ain't gonna lie, it's very therapeutic to get me talking, to not have me in a box. You know what I mean? Like it's good to be here with my peoples, my family. And yo, I just peeped Darius's page, man. What a beautiful human being. Go to Darius, go to the King's page, man. That man is a beautiful dude, man. I would love to meet him in person. Just give him a solid hug and tell him, yo, I got you, man. You one of them ones, man. I knew he was. Then I say, and then he one of them ones, but everybody go to his page and you gonna understand what I mean, man. He a great man, man. Shout out to you for yo. A lot of folk don't even have the balls to stream, and my man is streaming. You heard he doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So everybody go give Darius the King, his just due, man. What a great dude, man. What a great dude. When you see certain things, NBA or soccer, which is the biggest sport, you already know, man. Soccer. Yo, let me tell you the truth, man. You can go to other countries and the people are in shambles, poor. Shit is go to their stadium. They got a fucking $1 billion soccer stadium. They will go buy out a superstar and put themselves in debt. The fucking country, real life shit, right? And I'm like, yo, they take that sport for real. You know how the Knicks was just pulling jerseys and shit for like if you had a Spurs joint, yo, over there, if the other team wins, it's a battle, man. Yo, I seen they ran on the field and had to cancel one game. You heard? Like, yo, the fans get busy when it comes, and it's a worldwide event. Basketball is just a United States thing. Football, United States thing. Soccer, FUTBOL, football, that shit is a everywhere thing. So shout out to football. I know my knowledge on it, and it's one of the healthiest sports too. That running shit is yo. You want to know why? Beckham and Messi and all them niggas look still alright. Yo, that running shit is official. They stamina up. You heard? You know what I mean, fellas? Let me stop. They stamina is aminal. Animal the Banimal, Hannibal the Hannibal, and the Annibal, and the Cannibal, and the Fannibal, and the Cannibal. It's been it. Word, man. Good looking Robo. You know how I do on this side, man. I'm a funny guy, and we get to topics. We talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, and there's a lot going on. Did y'all know this lady that robbed the fucking garbage can got fired? Everybody, W's in the chat for that one. We knew that was coming, Nene. Woo! Get this bum bitch out of here. Yo, so if you don't know the story, New York City Knicks won the championship. They had a great parade. So sanitation thought it would be a great idea to colorful rise their garbage cans. What she did was empty out the garbage can. So you got motherfucking nonsense on the floor. Yep, that's a popcorn bucket. She took it on the train, couldn't even Uber it, right? She's on the train with this nasty shit, and then she put it on eBay or something for like 5 bands. You know what I mean? I care. I'm a New York nigga. I thought this shit was funny. And the funny thing is, I knew how the internet worked. He was gonna get fired. That's why I like, you know what I mean? I presented it. If you don't know, man, yo, rumors is Dame about to buy the same building that Jim Jones was fixing up, the IFC shit. Yo, sometimes, yo, you could talk all you want, but money always, you know, money rules, man. Money rules. And congratulations, Grand Theft Auto 6, man. Mañana is. I'm glad, right? Yo, and then this character don't know why I, I, I was appreciative of that story. So you telling me life is not a movie? This lady emptied out a garbage can filled with garbage, by the way, y'all. New York City garbage. It could have been rubbers in there. It is what it is. She grabs the motherfucker, jumps on the train. Meaning, if you don't know the turnstile situation, she had to lift this motherfucker up and boo boo and on the train with this thing, and then wants to put it on eBay for 5 bands. No, you won't get fired, sweetie. You heard? You're out of here. And she worked for like Capital One, like a real reputable bank thing. I heard like she was like she had a real position. So it wasn't about the money, or was it? I don't know. The way some people could Uber eat themselves out of they paycheck. But what up, y'all? Ty don't come in here with that BS wrong channel, nigga. Yo, good looking NAD. But yo, I appreciate who's that? Robo? I appreciate Robo. Shout out to you, Robo. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up. I appreciate you for saying my energy. Everybody notices that. You know what I mean? Nah, Nene for real. Yo, Cheeseburger, you gotta understand, man. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm just talking like this is my channel. So what I do here is we do current events, we the chat nostalgia, we do a lot of music, sports, gaming, right? Random, all over the place. Don't come in here with some energy that's trying to, shake the room and yo, be a star in your movie. You heard? Just do that over there. We over here, man. We concentrating. But then they don't play, man. You know what I mean? And I think I think it goes both ways. The amount of flowers and shout outs and understanding that I have to, and it's always 100 with me and Nene. You know what I mean? She knows I would never talk any. She knows, man, because there's certain clause that we just know. You know what I mean? We don't try to be gangster. We don't try to perpetrate. We don't pretend, right? We are who we are. But you ain't going. There's the line in the sand too, right? But I appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? And it does, because I'm not doing nothing wrong, cheeseburger. You know what I mean? I'm just flowing, talking mine. Grand Theft Auto 6. Who ain't talking about Grand Theft Auto 6? But since I ain't Kyle or one of these niggas, it's not popping, right? You know what I mean? But let me put this away underneath the fake health star, and we chilling, Bobby. You know what I mean? But I feel good, man. I always have good energy because, like, why am I gonna wake up with? Why am I gonna wake up miserable? I have, yo. When people have it good, and you're like, why are you down there, dude? you get weekly allowance. You got everything is perfect sometimes, as you may think it is, right? But some people want to live above, and it's like, yo, I know how to A, live within my means, and B, play my role. You know what I mean? You gonna see a different Zay when I start working and shit and getting to my paper. Yeah, nigga, little more cocky, nigga. Yeah, flappity flat with the paper stack. Niggas wanna know what it then. Boo 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 boo. Yo, what's poppin', Amy? How you doing? I hope everything good. But yeah, man, I try to just, entertain and talk what we have to talk. And yeah, man, that garbage can situation was kind of funny to me. You know what I mean? Was that? This was another big one, man. Shout out to the females. If you don't know, there was this movie Spike Lee did. I think it was called Chicago, right? Or something, right? But I don't know if more people should have seen this movie, but the whole premise was amazing. He said that if like women was like, yo, we ain't gonna give our, we're not gonna have sex or intercourse or relations with anybody that ain't doing the right thing. You see, men only react to reactions from females with what they like. And like I said, in the 99s, 90s, it started being cool to like the bad guy more. Like that was a 20s, 30s thing, but your father damn sure made sure you wasn't gonna fuck with the leather jacket, grease looking nigga. So that's what it was. But then, we fast forward to the 90s, 2000s, it became a good look to have a dude next to you with baggy jeans and shit. Like that the man figure started losing his manliness. And by the time you progress to 2026, man, like, you know, you see how men are acting. Men either rather be celibate or they horn dogs, right? So it's cool. It's cool that, women are gathering together. And I hope, that movie resonates a little bit because, yo, if you don't know, man, women move the culture. Because the man ain't buying a Lamborghini for himself. He damn sure ain't buying that giant crib for himself. When you think about men, how minimalistic we are, how simple we are. Yo, a dude with a bag wouldn't mind a one bedroom, da. But he got a, you know what I mean. He don't mind pushing a Prius, but I got to pull up with the Lamborghini Urus. You heard? Had these girls jump in the whip. And it's fucked up because the the real thing about automobiles, only men like automobiles. Women could care less. They like the ride. Don't get that twisted. Oh shit, what's this? Bye, yo, this shit is crazy. But the end game is like, you know, man, paint their nails today. I just can't. What is that about? Can we segue? What's up with that with the nail painting? When did that become cool? And remember, what's wild? I was doing my pinky, middle finger, and thumb. And this is like 2010, 11, right? I went to Florida. Long story short, I remember a dude came up to me and was like, yo, when you paint the pinky nail, that means you was like molested, as a kid or something. Like when people painted their nails, it used to mean shit like that. And people remember like the earrings, like you would wear your earring on the left because it meant you were straight. But if you had both, or if you had an earring on the right, it was like, yo, back in the days there was certain little things that was like dead giveaways. What up, Ty? What up, cuz? How you, Bob? Look, if a man spends more time than me in the mirror, that's a flag. That's a fact, Amy. That's a fact. If my man if you first of all, I don't mind ladies because they got to do their hair. There's a process, right? If a female done doing all her joint and homie still looking at sneakers and just woo, time to get out the crib. Hold on. Remember the like I got stairs and shit. We was funny little kids back in the days. Word. But yo, if you don't know, Grand Theft Auto 6 is arriving. Mañana is the pre-order. The game officially drops, I want to say December-ish or November-ish. I think Decemberish. But it's officially launching 2026 this year. We will all be playing Grand Theft Auto 6. I think it's gonna push the PS5s. So I suggest if you got the penny, go get the Pro. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a fun time, man. It's gonna be a fun time shooting up. And if you don't know, Aiden Ross is literally paying people yearly salaries just to be in his server. So that's gonna be fun too, man. Yes, sir. I'll dip out. That's a fact, Amy. That shit wasn't okay into the rock star of the 80s with all the earrings. Yep. There was like this weird resurgence of girly activities. And Thug pushed it with the dresses. I'm so happy men put their foot down and was like, we not doing that. We are not doing that, Thug. We not going into the female section. Yo, remember he bought a shirt? It was like no, it was a full dress, an 8-year-old girl's dress, but he wore it like a shirt with leather pants. I'm like, yo, Thug, I don't care. Like, and you know what's foul? Like people like that don't really get it until they get older. Yo, niggas gonna look back on that, man. You cannot claim you the biggest wolf in Atlanta, not after those interrogation footages came out, and not after them dresses. I'm sorry. I don't care if you had a Draco underneath that dress for the album cover. That shit is not a go by. Remember that album cover forever, man. That's forever, ever, ever, ever. Your kids ever. That's a fact. And let me tell y'all, don't get it twisted. Look, hip hop and certain industries always try to flex different fashions to push, right? So I'm understanding to that, you know, but no, we weren't gonna. I'm thinking more futuristic, the bubble coats, or there's a lot of cool stuff hip hop does give us, right? Like we could be honest with that. But yo, that style was nobody was jacking that, Papa. I mean, people were in Atlanta, but that shit was not flowing nowhere else, man. Nowhere else on this globe, unless you was Irish with the Scottish kilts, or you was Samoan or Tonga with the fucking with the ceremonial, garb. You know what I'm saying? But word, I know my shit. I know my stuff. Yo, good looking for the thumbs up. Y'all was popping, everybody. Everybody doing good. We chilling. We maintaining. We having a great day. We outside. We inside. We everywhere. Random. The fuck going on? Y'all know what's going on, man. We chilling, pop. We having a great conversation. Damn, niggas gotta be Diesel, Jack Diesel, Jack Dieselry. Yo, what's poppin', Frank? Long time, man. Yo, I gotta say, pa, let's go next, pa. But what up, Frank? We missed your quotes, man. We always shouted you out. I hope everything good. I know you were, moving and grooving. But what up, pa? Word. I don't know if it really is like an NY East Coast, but like the skinny, the skinny nigga where the skinny niggas ride and the skinny dot. Yo, we from like the word, man. Ain't nothing wrong with a jack. Yo, can we talk about that Kevorkian nigga? What's his name? He just did his ears and nose, and my son look worse. I don't know what these guys are doing with that look max and shit, but they say he wheelchair maxing because when he came out the hospital, my son was in a chair. And yo, because he wasn't able to shoot his joints, his steroids and all that, my son lost all that water weight. That shit went woo. He looked like me in a wheelchair. They said wheelchair maxing, y'all. Woo! Got him. Let's go, Papo. You one of them guys, cheeseburger. I was thinking Nene, but yo, Cavicula, that's his joint, right? That's a cool name. Look, I ain't hating on him. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't gonna be one of them Momo dudes to be like, yo, but he good look. I don't care, man. What he's doing and what it's promoting is not a good look because these kids absorb shit. Yo, one of his joints was he does meth, crystal meth, to maintain the skinniness or something he said. And then these are the same guys hitting themselves with a hammer on the face to get this chisel. My little jawline. When I'm skinny, my shit. You know what I mean? But just to get that, it's like, yo, what is y'all doing? nose jobs, ear. Yo, I didn't even know you could fuck with your ears, and that's funny because my wife knows I have a thing with ears and shit like that. Damn, man, this shit got a bad hole in it now. My bad, y'all. My cat is a dickhead. Scratches. We gotta get the patches because tape don't do shit. But my cat's a dickhead. That's not even my cat. It's just. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get the patches. These motherfuckers break anyway. You know what I mean? I did spend a pretty penny though. Simpsons Grail, you saw that? Yo, good eyeball. Who that? That cheeseburger? You already know, man. Longest cartoon on the air is The Simpsons, man. I would like to see Rick and Morty get there, but you see how quickly, like, imagine that show been on since the 80s. Like, people's attentions, you see how they doing Rick and Morty, American Dad, Family Guy. A show can't survive like 10 years no more. You know what I mean? Everybody too. And yo, when you type in Simpsons prediction thing, you be like, what? One of the best games in a minute for sure. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you. Yo, when you look into the Simpsons and figure out, yo, a lot of their joints was coming to light. 9/11, almost Trump being president. You know what I mean? Remember, people don't understand Trump was a businessman and he was like an actor. He was in Home Alone too. You know, he was just like one of them famous dudes that people, was dick hugging because he had bread. But word, man, Simpsons predicted all of that. Yeah, exactly like the crib too, man. I wish I was in that giveaway. Word, man. Shout out to the Simpsons though. One of the illest shows, and for like it's kiddie, but it has adult innuendos, right? So it's a cool show, man. You know, American Dad is right there in your face. Rick and Morty, you could tell these are adult joints, but Simpsons knew how to play, meaning like let's cater to the kids because kids are gonna grow up and move on, but we gonna get the kids, but they always had these innuendos or like these sideline, episodes where they talking real information, and you like, damn, Simpsons, you go, boy. But shout out to the Simpsons, man. Shout out to the Simpsons, man. What a fucking cool show, man. Did you see Sauce Walker go off on Ray J? Oh my God, you everywhere. So if you don't know, Dean the Great and Adrian Broner have been really doing their streaming shit heavy. And if you don't know what that means, it just means somehow they broke into the mode where a lot of other streaming giants are they do the thing which I say to do, hence the reason why I go on Darius or Chorus World, or I'm gonna check out net. I'm gonna go. I move. You know what I mean? So we can network each other. That's what they do. Ben the Dawn, Aiden Ross, even academics, Takashi. Uh, there's another nigga, Cole or some shit. Like there's so many the Kasana peoples over there, right? You know what I mean? Here, you want me to dance? Here we go. Woo, doo, doo, woo. But yeah, man. Nihai, domo arigato, son. But yeah, man. No problem, no problem. I got you. But yo, yeah, man. They network together. So long story short, Dean the Great, Adrian Broner got their own little podcast, and Ray J's there, Sauce Walker, and Ray J sleeping there. Like he was like, yo, one of the streams, he's like, yo, y'all got an extra room? Let me get that. So right now, I think that like they got the home with Brandy, the family, right? He still got that, right? And maybe a condo, but I think right now he's just, getting to this bag this way. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if it's taxable. I don't know what goes on. Because a lot of cash apping, a lot of here, dude, here's the money, here, like a lot of money going around. You know what I mean? That's how allegedly Drake and Aiden Ross got involved with this thing where they were using money they were supposed to be betting and playing around with to like, they stake or whatever gambling thing. They were cashing that bitch out and really buying shit with it. You know what I mean? I don't know how true that story is, but it is what it is, man. Damn, there's another hole somewhere. This shit's flattening out quicker than ever. I'm gonna figure that bitch out. Don't worry, always do. But or you do. Thank you, thank you. I'm a kid. I want to know every damn thing. Yeah. And it's not even nosy. It's like, first of all, they throwing it in our face, right? So it's not like you looking, right? It's just pops up on our timeline, and they know. That's why I'm like, algorithm where, algorithm who. They know, the tool know who they want to push out there. They know exactly curricula is going to be out there. Academics is going, like, they know. They probably got a thing where as soon as this IP address goes online, ding, bing, boom, push it out there to the masses. Dude, it's only a couple of clicks of buttons. You understand me? But I don't know how I go from watching sports animes to Dean the Great popping up, motherfucking finesse 2 times playing Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, I don't know these niggas. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm starting to follow Dean the Great and Adrian more. So of course, one of my favorite videos is them. This police raided a crib, and Boosie's song "Fuck the Police" comes on, and Adrian was like, "Fuck the police, fuck the police," huh? And there's a dude laughing in the background. You can never forget this man's like laugh. You know what I mean? Very, very, very funny as hell. That's a fact. Yo, let me tell you, back in the days, you could type in conspiracy or like Bigfoot, alien, and you would get a million niggas that were just talking and around that situation. Now what they do is give you the top 10, and then even after that, you gonna get motherfucking Dean the Great gonna be in there somehow. CC security guard, because they mentioned a word about it. You understand? It's fucking wild, bro. And I know how they, I know what they doing, you know what I'm saying? Like exactly like you saying, shadow banning. You know what I mean? You trying, you posting massive videos, I do 3 a day now shorts. I'm doing a live, I do a post, I do my gram, I do, TikTok I'm working on. You know what I mean? Everything is Zay$1, everybody. Zay$718 Instagram. You already know Zay 2482. But yeah, I saw Disclosure Day, Frank. That shit was ill, man. I took wife to go see that. Fucking the shit was empty like a motherfucker. Damn, where's this other hole, y'all? These are little tiny holes. But this tape is not like, it's not, they purposely make, the air mattress like a fabric type thing. Yeah, it's just those little three. One of them is tiny as fuck. I'm trying. I gotta, you gotta just buy. It's called like air mattress. Cause long story short, you gotta glue it, and then they try to have like the same fabric get pressed on it, so it like molds really smoothly. Tape. If air pushes a little bit, it will put a little socket up, and then it's almost like water. Water and air always find its way, right? They always find its way. That's why I love being a water sign. Yo, everybody, Darius in the building. What up, I miss you, bro. Love you, bro. Hope everything doing good, man. I went on your joint, gave you some thumbs. I watched a couple of your joints. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Darius. So proud of you, man. So proud of you, pa. But yo, Disclosure Day. If you don't know, based on aliens and the actual saying that they're here, they arrived, and it's also a mix of the aliens saying we here and we arrived as well, right? So it was a cool movie, man. A lot of dialogue, so it's one of those that is not that much action. There are sequences, but it's mainly a thought process type movie. It was cool, man. It was cool. I liked it. You know what I mean? And I liked it even more that it was just me and wife sitting in this huge theater, so like nobody here. You heard, just us two, sneakers off, feet up, laughing, wilding, filming. You know what I mean? So it was a good time. I ain't going. You know what I mean? We got you, Darius. You know what I mean? We got you, King. But yeah, man. Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out. If you're a gamer, shout out to that. It's gonna be a fun time for you guys. What else? The lady that stole the garbage can fired from a job. Dame Dash supposedly in talks to buying the building, not just the space, but the building that Jim Jones was shooting his podcast in. It's called IFC, you know what I mean? I think it's called Industry Factory something. But yeah, man, we'll see how that go. Maybe it's just a play, you know what I mean? Maybe he's buying it and he's still gonna maybe rent it out cheaper to Jim. Jim and Dame always had a weird relationship, but it's Jim and Cam who had the more Harlemish, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people say Jim was from the Bronx, you know what I mean? He just hung out and you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly like me, you know what I mean? I hung out in the Bronx a lot. I hung out in Queens and Harlem, but I'm never gonna be like I'm a Harlem nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like I'm a BX nigga, even though my nigga BX is a BX nigga from BX nigga. You know what I mean, my niggas. But word, man. Shout out to just being born and repping where you from. And that's another thing that started getting a little corny and crazy. Like, who cares where I'm from if it gets popping or not? I don't want my area to be popping. I'm sorry. Yo, the real flex is telling you I live in a quiet suburb. Like, yeah, nigga, that's where I live. Yup. And I'm happy. Yup. Amazing childhood, B. Both parents was there, giving me love, reading me stories at night, hot cocoa with the motherfucking with the slippers after I took a bath. Yeah, that part. Yup. What's going on, Aaron? What's popping, Christian Alejandros? Yeah, the real flex is telling people you live good. That's the real flex. Why you want to say you impoverished or living bad? That's not a flex. Those areas got roaches, mice, fucked up, living conditions, bad things happening every day outside. Like, you don't want to be, yo, this is where I live. Yeah, that's funny. That's cute. Nope. My nigga, I live somewhere nice. You know what I mean? And eventually, if you follow my journey, you're going to see that, prophesize a little bit more. Yeah, I remember you. What's going on, Rosa? How you doing? I hope everything good in your life. You know what I mean? Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And thank you for coming back. And yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for, your energy. Like I always tell people, even you, Aaron, all to my new peoples and to my old folk. You know what I mean? Thank you for rocking with the kid because it means a lot to me. Thank you, Nene. You already know how we do, man. But there's a lot going on, man, on this earth, man, and it's up to us to really, weed out what type of information you want to, absorb. There's so much gaga out there, and you know what I do like? I'm starting to see a lot of videos where people are waking up to the street life being corny. Like I'm starting to see videos making fun of hood vlogs. And if you don't know what a hood vlog is, I'll give you a prime example. Pretend I'm outside right now, like on the block. Yo, what up, my nigga? I just killed two niggas last night. You know how I get down, nigga, all night. Da-da-da-da. Yo, we did it on the block right here, y'all. Look. You see that right there? Yeah, caught a nigga lamping. Yeah. Woo woo. Why y'all? I ain't say nothing, yo. How you know that? Nigga, you just said it on a hood blog, nigga. But long story short, hood vlogs are like, vlogs that go into like various hoods around the United States and just show how animalistic they are, depraved and impoverished, and you know what I mean. Nobody, yo, like I said, that's not a flex. I want you to come to my neighborhood and see all of us fat niggas eating good, jewelry out, the little kids playing, little kid grabbing the shorts, like, and you pick them up. Yeah, this mine right here. Yeah, I'm proud to be a father. You know what I'm saying? That's cool moments, not showing off a stick and a gun and all this nonsense. But it is what it is. I ain't gonna tell the youngins to do what they don't want to do. You know what I mean? That part. But you see how it's working out for y'all. It ain't working out pretty well. And even the motherfuckers that got signed by labels and all this shit. If you follow from 2016 to now, just in a 10-year span, yo, a lot of people are dead. And you know who wins? The label. They got things in the contract that say your family don't receive nothing after you gone. In fact, they a lot of times buy they the ones that buy life insurances on you. They know you ain't do that paperwork. So what happens when you die? Platinum artists, motherfucker, family get nothing. That should make no sense at all, man. And then they had they were showing like the hood vlogs, like, yo, this is my block, this is my shit. And then they they cut to the guy and he's like, yo, come on, man. You know he don't own that block. He don't own the land, he don't own the building, he just like that's another thing. We talk a lot like we don't own like we gotta stop doing that. That's not a cool flex, y'all saying, yo, this is my block, but you don't own nothing on it. That part. So make it make sense, everybody. And be careful, you know what I'm saying? What you say on camera lasts forever. It's crazy though. That is bugged out that they took it down. You told me that on the comment. Darius was like, yo, man, I just did a live and they, you know what I mean? Maybe you was talking something funky. Now it's maybe you were saying the truth, Darius. They don't like the truth. You know that one. You know that one. They hate the truth, pal. You know what I mean? And they don't, in their eyes, they don't you like I said, you never see like somebody preaching good shit like making it right because they don't want us because they know if we start getting monetized the things we'll do with the money the help like they don't like I said it's all a game. But shout out to you for starting yours, you know what I mean? It's a step. It takes time. You getting your views, you getting your hits, you know what I mean? So shout out to you, man. And I hope, you know what I mean, you get that Grand Theft Auto 6 like me, and we all in that game. You know what I'm saying? Once that online goes up, everybody give each other names up, and we be like, meeting there. You heard? With the guns out, yeah. We could really play that, and that's what games was supposed to be for. To live that life that you ain't gonna live in real life, right? You got a job, you got kids, you got like I'm not gonna, but it is what it is. But this Grand Theft Auto, it looks too real, too amazing. The things you could do in it. I re-downloaded Cyberpunk 2077 just to get, back into like the open world groove of things. But shout out to Grand Theft, man. Grand Theft always has a place in cultural, if even in rappers say, Grand Theft Auto lines, is bugged out. T Grizzly makes he makes more money. T Pain and T Grizzly make more money doing the game and shit than they ever did rapping. So it's bugged out. Yo, what's poppin', Zay? How you? I remember you, man. 9080, man. So shout out to what's his name? 1090 Smack or what's his name? Some dude just came home, you know what I'm saying? And they gave him a chunky chain. I tell you that. This dude just came home and they gave him a chain that says 1090 on it. And it is dookie. You know what I mean? So shout out to that. You know what I mean? Like people recognizing, folks that go to jail and were actually missed, right? It's hard, man. And there's another dude named Donkey Wild or some shit. He he crazy honeycomb brazy or honeycomb whatever. That nigga's mans and shit, and he cool with Rollo. And supposedly this nigga got stories where him and Rollo were making 1 million a week, nigga. You know what that is? You making 1 mil a week, dirty money, man. You got to get rid of it. I remember seeing Adrian Broner, Dean the Great. They had Big Meech in the crib, and they were like, "What's the most money you ever had, like in the crib?" He was like 400, 500 mil M's. That's crazy work. And Adrian like, so what you did with it? You buried it? What you? He's like, the smartest thing you could do is just get rid of it, buy shit, spend shit. You know what I mean? Put it towards land, put it towards properties that, maybe the government might not know you knew this nigga, right? So a lot of cool things, not cool. Let me not do that. But yeah, man. T Grizzly making a killing, y'all. And if you don't know what he does is he rents or he purchases a server which you have to buy into, right? So you pay, let's say, I think it's 100, whatever, 50 a month, and you get to be in this guy's server. But what it is everybody has a real job. Everybody motherfucking everybody yeah. Like I remember a T Grizzly episode, he caught a flat. He was like, yo, I gotta go to the mechanic. He went to the mechanic. The game mechanic, the nigga had uh traffic. Like he was like, yo, after I do this car's windows, I gotta put tents on the nigga shit. I'll go to you. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is good? This shit is real, nigga. He went to McDonald's. There was a girl there. Hey, what's up? Can I take your order? I'm like, yo, there's not NPCs. Everybody real. I'm like, this shit is fire. Because if you have a good imagination, you could delve and you know what I mean. And people are doing things where they could really make money in via the game. You know what I'm saying? Like selling real whatever. It's cool, man. And what he does, what I like is when you start with nothing, nothing, and you gotta like get money, get a cell phone, get a gun, build your way and shit. So it's pretty cool, man. I dig shit like that. Honeycomb Brazi talking about he can't wait to go back to jail for life for murder since his grandparents' house was shot up and they were killed. He one crazy nigga, that's a fact. And he got an amazing story where he's like, yo, he got a team of real niggas, you know what I'm saying? And he chilling and he link up with Prince Jr., the junior one, the one that got involved with the All Star JR shit. Not the one that signed Drake, but that one. But long story short, the nigga said something slick, and his man, he said he slapped him so hard, the nigga was on the other side of the room. And he said JR was like, I like that nigga. I like that nigga right there. And Brazzy was like, it looked like Brazzy was filming this taking a shit. He was like, damn right, you better like that nigga. My niggas is real. And that's the only thing I wish I could be in Brazzy ear is like, yo, Pa, you're in the game, Pa. We know you a monster. Things happen to you really that emotionally you can't, you know what I mean? They killed his parents and blew, lit the crib on fire. And then he pulls up to the scene and you see the fire and shit like that. So it's bugged out, man. But that's what happens when you really knee deep in these trenches. Motherfuckers want to kill you, and if they can't get you, they get somebody close to you, right? But it's a horrible game. That's why I really truly and passionately or passionate about coming on this channel and preaching word math. You know what I mean? Just letting folks know like you could live a different life, man. You could live a total different life. Nobody will bother you or know. Out of sight, out of mind. Stop trying to be and everybody's shit. Remain out of people's business. You don't got no right being involved with. You know what I mean? And a lot of folks don't know how pictures. Yo, there was this British dude or UK nigga. He took a picture with the. In UK they don't play because they don't got guns like that, right? So they stab motherfuckers up. Long story short, they kidnapped this nigga. He didn't testify, and then like less than 30 days they killed him. And it's like, yo, because he took a picture with other op niggas. You know what I'm saying? And that's how quickly, man. That's why that Chicago shit was deep. That's why I didn't want to get involved or I didn't mention nothing about the Chicago stuff because that shit had its own politics. I'm surprised DJ Academics is walking around now because some niggas is like, yo, he got the light on us. But other motherfuckers is like, yo, the light was on us and now niggas is dropping lows, niggas is backdooring each other. Mad crooked shit happened in a short span in Chicago. A lot of lives, man. That LA Capone nigga, or like I liked a lot of these niggas, man. Rondo 6ix9ine doing a huge number, you know, top, yo, Dirk, you know what I mean? Vaughn, all for stupid shit. If Vaughn, like Mama said, the New York Minute, if Vaughn just went right to his fucking car, he would have avoided all of that shit. But go figure, he had a birthday party for himself, and who there? Motherfucking that other boy, NBA young boy mans in them. You know what I'm saying? Little Tim and all them other niggas. And those are the same niggas that's Ben 10. Yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Yo, Ben 10 and all them goofy niggas. You see how Ben 10 ain't flapping his gums no more? Heat is on, man. When the chef in the kitchen, yeah, the heat is gonna pop, man. And yo, I just remember, you know how I always tell people go on worldstarhiphop.com. I saw one of the craziest videos ever. This dude said he was sitting down. He shows you the corner chair he was in, and um they sprayed his fucking crib up and his TV bullet holes everywhere. But like you looking at the bullet holes, and if he was just in the couch or just around this little area, the dodging he would have had to did. This ain't a movie. He was cooked. But he's like, I was sitting in that chair and all the bullets are like all high around him. They blasted up the TV screen. This is what's happening. These kids are motherfucking walking around, no money in their pocket, zero cash app. Harley Eaton, but they got bullets and a Draco. Shit don't make no sense. They got they got a little thing of lean that costs 1,000 a little a fucking bottle, a eighth or whatever, a pint. Motherfuckers got, you know, Dracos and switches that cost 2,000 each or whatever. And they can't even get a number two, a number nine in McDonald's, burger joint. But that shit bugs me out sometimes. Yo, good looking for the thumbs up, y'all. We about to hit the 10 ball. We might hit the 20 ball. Y'all already know how we do. But word, man, this is why I really try to promote or preach. Like, please don't look at the aesthetics. Please don't look at the glasses. This is for the audio, the hat. I love the Knicks. The fake Hellstar shirt. The ill jeans. I paid $3.99 at an outlet. Don't look at none of that, big. Look at the motherfucking the message, man. Message. The Wayne's movies. Cause like God, man, and it's like if you gotta have a little heart to be like, yo, I don't know these niggas. I don't know a lot of motherfuckers, right? But you don't want people dying like this. Yo, kids is at funerals getting shot up. Motherfuckers is at the prom getting killed at your prom. You can't do nothing. And this is what I mean, man. Out of sight, out of mind. Motherfuckers have jewelry, wads of cash. Remember, you seen the last joint? It was a white boy. He showed a bag full of cash, and he like, yo, they caught that night. They fried him. That same night, he posted that shit. 20 minutes later, they got him, man. That's what I mean. People don't know who's watching your streams. You don't know who's watching your lives, where they live, where they are. This ain't the movies where I got a nigga sitting right there and he looking at IP addresses and you know what I mean? When hip hop came out, '05, couldn't believe videos they put up. Crazy work for real. Yo, what really got me on World Star, they used to have a segment which was like it was called like it was like a fighting thing. It was like a fight. It's called Fight Compilation, and it was like, and they got it all the way to like 100 or some wild number. But I just look at these compilations, you know what I'm saying? And then in the midst of things, they started getting a little bit more political, more reaching their reach differently. Meaning, like it was just not, hood a hood news thing. It was like everywhere now, right? So I go on there, I see shit about Mr. Orange. I see, you know what I mean? You see they had the video about Kevin Hart and Drewski. So long story short, Drewski, Kevin Hart, they're at Casanat's crib. This is when Kai had the dreads and Kevin tries to be Kevin, and he makes fun of Drewski's blonde hair, like and then Drewski looks at him and goes, "Nigga, you dye your hair too, though." And Kevin goes, "Yeah," like it was crazy. It was very funny. It was organic. It was like dope. But Kevin Hart he's a good sports. He knows how to give it and take it too. You know what I mean? So I always will respect Kevin. I just don't like how he thinks with his dick sometimes. You know what I mean? Like me, the finish line is getting to the bag, getting married. Remember, you get to the bag and then you marry the woman you want. So make sure it's the one you want. So you don't have to be at a party and get tempted because you see something else. Make sure she's the one. So you don't, you know what I mean? And I know Zay is hard. You know what I mean? You got so many coaches, so many things. Nigga, you can't. You gotta have some standards too. What you gonna fuck every race? Everything is a go, man. So Kev, it is what it is. But still, your comedy, it got a little dry. Um, but I always thought you was a cool dude. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? But my comedians is Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams. Them two guys, hence the reason why, Dave keeps he's been with his girl since before Dave Chappelle show. So he was with her forever, ever. And what he did, instead of going buying a condo or a mansion, he went and bought like a farmhouse. Or not, it's beautiful, but he bought some shit in Ohio where the taxes is low. My money, does a lot of shit, and he does a lot of like stuff in his community. So he got the key to the, not the city, but the key to the town. But yo, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to maneuver with your money and be smart about it. How you And then his good graces came later because, he missed out on that 40, 50, $60 million contract with Comedy Central. But fast forward, uh, uh, there was a lawsuit that happened. He got 50 mil off of it. And then in the process, he signed some Netflix shit that was like in 100 millions. You know what I mean? So Dave Chappelle definitely got to his bag, and I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him. And his comedy structure, the way he delivers, and the things he says, I'm more on board with that because he knows how to talk. He knows how to make something funny but real, like, oh, makes you think type shit, right? But what up? What's popping? Who that? JQ? Yo, what up, JQ? How you, pa? Yo, good looking everybody for the thumbs up. Thanks for rocking with the kids. $8, $8. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. Look at that. Yeah, I ain't even know that was the elephant though. Look at the other one. Look like I'm in India, right? My wife's joint is fucking amazing, man. I try not to show off too much of her crystal and her, there's an offering today when, it's very, very important. So I don't touch none of that. You can fuck with the frequency. It's like almost touching the antenna on the TV, right? You remember your pops would be like, "Why you touch the antenna, nigga? I was getting channel 7 good, man." Y'all don't even remember. Y'all don't even know a world with an antenna. Having your parents tell you to go change the channel or that old school shit. And y'all don't even know, man. When cable first came out, cable remote was like a little thing. You know what I mean? Time Warner cable, that shit was a little thing. You losing that motherfucker all the time in the couch. But what's popping? I think it's a clone because how do you smash a Barracuda with the back injuries and the back? Y'all not it is with it. That paint that hard, yo. Good looking JQ. What's popping, everybody? I appreciate you, pa. Hold this hug, man. I hope everybody doing good. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the subs. And thanks for the convo, man. Once again, I just be talking to the iPhone if it wasn't for y'all. But word, man. Kevin Hart's going through a lot Hollywood ritual. Yeah, yeah. And it's one of them words. It took a while for me to really learn how to say it, but humiliation, man, the humiliation ritual, which is they give you the money, and this is why I always hate when African Americans get to the money because they really do them dirty. I still haven't seen an African that got to the bag ever get to the finish line. They gonna fuck with Denzel. They fucked with Wesley. They fucked with Dave. They fucked with Cat. They fuck with Kevin here and there. Think about your Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, but I mean some are they have to own it, and some is just like yo, the white guys was doing it too. How come they ain't in jail, right? But you know you don't want to be a snitch either. Right? You don't want to be like open up that Pandora's box because apparently with the Jetson files, they say they're not even prosecuting anybody who's on that list because they can't say what they did, right? Meanwhile, they got pictures, motherfuckers chasing kids around, like it's wild shit going on, man. But once again, like Paul Mooney used to say, if you got the protection for the complexion, you Gucci like a motherfucker. They build you the fuck up and tear you down, man. By the knees too. Bah! They do it slow. Bah! And then you keep for ha 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 ha. Paul Mooney was on it, man. He was really on it, trying to tell folk when you come into this Hollywood program, what you think Patrice O'Neal ain't make it? When you got a voice and you ain't buying shit, I ain't gonna put on that dress. They don't fucks with you. But when go with, do what they want, yo, word, man. I see more black comedians in dresses than I ever seen a white comedian. Never see maybe Seinfeld in one. Maybe he did it in Seinfeld. Who knows? But you know what I mean. They really try to humiliate you, man. They really does it. Tiffany Haddish. It don't matter if you got skill, talent for real. They will burn you, man. To the black women that are to the you know what I mean. The old school, those black women that were getting paid 20 bands, 10 bands, and having them lie and shit like that. Meanwhile, Shorty in a movie with Brad Pitt, they paying that nigga 20 million, but they paid you 100 bands. Like, you know what I mean? I always bring up the story, the black guy from Hustle and Flow. The nigga got 5 bands for doing that. That movie got Oscars and 3 6 Mafia got the Emmy or Oscar. That shit got Grammys and shit. Like Word, man. They know how to do motherfuckers dirty in the game, man. That's the only thing I don't like. And it's not like, yo, that's the reason why I ain't in the game. Nah, man. I would love to, have gotten to bag and, provide for my family and my moms and shit, right? Who doesn't? But I tell people they got so much data on us since young that they already know who's gonna be the motherfuckers that are, gonna go with the program and who's not, you know? But it's a wow, man. It's wow, JQ. Yo, that's privilege. The absence of the survival stress. Yeah, hidden by drugs, music, and shit. That's a fact. You landing, man. I don't know. Yo, thanks for rocking with the kid. But that's a fact, man. Yup. They don't understand. And then when you be like, how come my favorite artist that I thought was rich is still performing? Because they not. It sucks. The artist, the true artist who makes the music, who has the ear for the beat, who put this together, who wrote the song, that person doesn't get a majority of the money. Like, what world are we in? And what world that they systematically set up something where you need their lawyer, you got to pay their manager? What if I don't need none of that? I don't want none of that. I just want you, the label, just to be behind me and push me out there, and that's it. I got the rest. I know how to. They'll give you a stylist, and you think that shit is cute. Meanwhile, that stylist is 1,000 an hour, and you wondering why your budget is over, and now you owe the label. So you better hope your album does good. That's what I mean. It's a fucking messed up situation, that industry shit. And that's why I go hard on Hove or Rock Nation or certain labels. Why? Because yo, it's been done to you. So why you gonna do it to another human? But it's business. Let's change business then tactics. Let's make it beneficial for the artist. When they were getting pennies on the dollar for the albums, vinyl, CDs, at least then they could track the money. Now with these views, Spotify getting away with murder, giving niggas a penny on a view. The fuck? Y'all making billions. You see the nigga for Spotify, how much he worth? Yeah, that part. Or for y'all music. You might as well let it have been on fucking Napster and all the other free little joints. Cause niggas is paying a subscription, but the money ain't going to y'all. Look how fugazi that worked out. That shit is crazy. I gotta really fix this motherfucker. But that shit bothers me sometimes when I'm like, yo, that's a fucked up little system. It's almost like a Ponzi scheme. And then some of them end up owing the label. Like, how did this work out? I signed to y'all. I was the talent. I was the yo diabolical. You ever hear those stories? Like, yo, I paid this label 3 million to get out of my contract. That part. You signed for 500,000, but pay 3 to get out? That's wild. That is a wild program if you ask me, Papa. That shit don't make any sense. Yeah, it's in the words, man. That's why I go. They go with data, so they know you don't know how to read. They know you don't got parents. They know the same formula. You're gonna act the same way, right? So what happens when you act the same way? I'm able to give you a contract that you didn't read the 78th page that says so and so and so and so, right? That's a fact. And that's why I have the biggest problem is when somebody gets on Rick Ross and then he creates a label and then he treats, he does the same shit to Wale and Meek and how you think he got to his bags, right? So I understand it. One guy got to get all the money, but no, it don't work like that. Not when you're an artist and this is my music. And then some of them don't own their publishing or masters. So even your fucking royalties don't even go to you. That's creepy. Motherfuckers is dying broke. It's creepy as hell. Meanwhile, they play these songs on soundtracks, movies. They play them in commercials. They play music everywhere. You know? Yup. Yup. I heard that's another main reason for them parties. My son would catch the illest gangster nigga and take them to the side. Yo, you know you gonna be on my, you gonna owe me for life. What you mean, nigga? Yo, you was kissing this dude. Yo, I ain't kissed nobody. Hold on, come in this room real quick. Nigga got the old school VHS tape. You know how long that should take to go in? That's you right there, nigga. Kissing that. Yo, got him like that. Yup. How you think the Jetson nigga and Itty Ditty Titty Spitty was doing it, man? Itsy Bitsy Spider, you heard? But them niggas is diabolical, man. You know what I mean? And they know when alcohol's involved, certain drugs, you gonna act a little, you know what I mean? You know when all them dudes, when Ja Rule say he did his best music on Ecstasy, right? Murder Inc. Yo, Ecstasy is like an emotional lovey-dovey type shit. You know what I mean? If you had a 5% inclination of some Momo activities, it was going down, James Brown. That's why I be telling these folks, your favorite rapper is a favorite rapper. You heard? You go, girl. You go, girl. Word, man. These motherfuckers had, when you see a nigga pull out a VHS, that's how old I've been taping you, nigga. I've been doing these things. You heard? So, and I think he got that shit from, you know, I'm just gonna say Clive the Hive. He knew how to maneuver, you know what I mean? But yo, I'm gonna apologize right now. I gotta go. This shit is pissing me off. I gotta go fix this damn thing because I need my baby to lay on it perfectly. But let's do another 5 minutes. I'm see at rave parties back in the day. Every day was horn as fuck, right? And people don't understand a lot of shit came from then because back in the days, if you went up to a real fucking hood person and was like, yo, you want anything pill related, niggas said you're a fucking druggie, you a crackhead. So yes, a huge portion of rappers was not indulging in that. Give me a malt liquor, give me some liquor, give me a L. That was us. As soon as they brought in the weirdo drugs and this, that, and now niggas is drinking lean, thinking that shit is cute. Yup, your introduction to hello guys, your favorite rapper's a drug addict. That's what happened. Y'all just seen who's the little Nas X? That motherfucker, that broken wrist motherfucker just came out of rehab. Remember the last video he had? He was in his underwears on in Vegas or some shit with a guitar thing and just wilding. Yeah, drugs do that. And then they drug you up so much that you really don't mind that your managers or people like when the money coming in, it's okay that you know a million go out every month. You making 5 mil a month, right? You don't think, but when you making 300K a month now and a mill still got to go out, yeah, that part. Yo, your favorite rapper's manager has scammed them out of millions. Fat Joe dealt with it. This new nigga Mayweather claiming it now. Everybody is claiming the business partners or whoever they mingle with knows how to mingle that money out of you. They've been doing this for years, man. They know all the loopholes. Having this nigga charge you 50 when it's really 30, they keep 20, he keeps 10. All type of break-offs happen, man. That's why I don't like that industry. And then when you see those parties where the billionaires or millionaires throw, and then you see little baby and Meek Mills hugging on white, like, yo, what the fuck happened to y'all? We used to stand up and fight against motherfuckers like that. Cause people who hoard money means less money for us. But y'all think you rubbing elbows with these niggas. Get out of here. Stop. Rick Ross had to buy Meek Mill's crib for like 2 million. A lot of slimy shit be happening, man. And it's a lot to do with keeping up with the Joneses that you don't gotta do. You looking stupid as hell. You looking dumb as hell. Why you think you ever wonder why most Def, Pharaoh Munch, and all them niggas don't work out? Because they the rappers that don't wear the jewelry or the craziness, right? They just try to hit you with their wordplay and music. But they ain't gonna let them live because they gonna know what they gonna do with the money. They gonna buy land, buy business, buy shit that's gonna generationally, build. Yep, I didn't want to say his name, but Michael Rubin. I'm gonna say it now, I guess. Long story short, MR, he threw these parties where he invited his favorite, I guess, rappers, but they were too huggy, lovey dovey with the nigga. I don't give a fuck how much money you breaking me off with. If I don't know you, I ain't really gonna engage like that. You know what I'm saying? And especially taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, your raps is like, yo, fuck that, nigga. I'm the like, yo, stop, nigga, stop. They got videos of little baby with the Draco, but then he hugged behind him like this. Wow, B. It's weird, man. And another thing your favorite rapper's doing is going to fucking DR and getting a fucking wee wee implant. That part. Your favorite rapper is is taking meat from his butt cheek and throwing it in his Swanson. That part. Fighting over. You know why they fight over little baby? Remember, little baby was caught up. He don't mind spending 100 bands for. Remember, he gave that girl 100 bands just to hit. He a wild dude, man. I don't care. And it's cool. In his mind, yeah, it's 100 bands. But when you think 100 bands, nigga, you could have gave your mother 50. You could have gave your cousin 20, 10. You could have gave 10 people 10 bands. You could have gave 20 people 5 bands. You could have gave, you know what I mean? Like 30 people 30 bands and kept 10, right? You could like, but no, just for your little nut, 5 minute, whatever it is, because y'all niggas on lean and all nasty and yo. Whatever. I ain't, we ain't gonna go in bedrooms, but all I'm saying is them pictures looking real sus. You know what I mean? You gotta change your image or clean it up a little bit, you know what I mean? MGK and Wiz Khalifa dropped the album. That's how I'm gonna end this. Yo, I appreciate everybody's support. This shit is kill is I see it sinking. I gotta fix it. But yo, thanks for rocking with the kid. I appreciate everybody. Nene D, you have a great one. Darius, Cheeseburger, Frank, everybody that was just in the room, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. You guys have a great day. Darius, I'm gonna go on your joint. Nene, I'm gonna jump on your joint. We're gonna try to network and support each other. And let's get it going, man. Thanks for the 10. Got the 10 ball. And everybody have a great day. We had a great chat, cool dialogue. And I appreciate you know what I mean? Like we got rid of all the motherfucker, troll ethos early. Then change the way we were flowing and it just flowed, man. Thank you again. Everybody have a great one. Keep your antennas up. It's $8 random. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. You know what the fuck going on? Later, y'all. Good looking, man. One love. Peace. Later. Bye, y'all. Later. Bye. Later, y'all. Have a great day. One.